Hi, Izzy. Let me know when you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. I know it's a little bit late today. I had another session. They were back to back, and I really had to pop in the restroom real quick. So thank
Very
you for your
good.
patience. I see your fun Christmas decor behind you, getting in the
Oh yeah.
holiday spirit. I love it.
hmm
Alrighty. So, what would you say is your main goal for today? What would you like to work on?
Well, I don't know. I think we kind of like worked on like stuff we already have talked about, like what I've
Yeah,
wanted to do.
sure.
And and I can't think of anything else I want to work on.
Okay, no problem at all. So, how about I will just assign some stuff to you today. How about that?
Sure.
Okay. Alrighty. So we'll try to do a good variety today.
Okay, variety.
Okay. All right. So this first one, I'm trying to figure out because it's kind of a long script, so I'm trying to pick the like chunk of it to work on. Hmm. Okay, let's do this part. So this is more towards the end of this particular script. So I'm not usually the most in love with storytelling monologues because they can be a little bit
Mm-hmm.
tricky to make active. But I feel like we can approach this one in a way that is more active. So, all right, so this character is Rainy.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, she's a teenage girl.
Okay.
She's a heartbreaker. She's very like descriptive and imaginative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I mean, she seems like a pretty normal teenage girl to me.
Okay.
All right. So let's have you just read through out loud once and just kind of get a feel for what's happening here. And then we'll go from
Mm-hmm.
there. All right. So let's have you read it out loud once.
Down here, it's like you're trapped on the A train in the tunnel under the river, packed with people, and it's 150 degrees with no air. My father doesn't believe in air conditioning. Okay, he believes in air conditioner, and it's in their bedroom where it's so loud you can hear it, but they're the only ones who can feel it. Up here, I can breathe even though it's like 100 degrees out and so humid we might as well be underwater. Sometimes if I concentrate, I can smell salt from the ocean. If there's a breeze, there were never any stars in the sky. Okay, star, but sometimes there's one. But no, that's an airplane. If I could fly, I'd be gone.
Okay. All right. So, one, who do you think you are? Who do you think you're talking to? What's your relationship with that person?
All right, I think down here they're like starting like talking to like an audience, like like giving them like a small tour on like what the situation is. It seems like there's like maybe like her life feels like a train. Like
Ah, yeah.
maybe she's like having a rough time and it's like she fell underneath this tunnel and now trapped with like with no food, water, or even like warmth or cold in there. She's like maybe she's like having mental health problems.
Could be.
And like she's
So,
like using this to like explain her situation.
yeah. And so how do you think she feels about the audience at this point?
I think she like wants them to understand what she's going through.
Okay. Yeah. She wants understanding. That's fair.
Hmm.
Sure. And so do you think she feels maybe alone?
Yeah.
And so what do you think she like wants to get from them? Does she want like comforting, like a hug? Does she want them to like hold her hand and tell her it's going to be okay? Does she want them to be like, it's okay, like I'll stay with you, or hey, come home with me, like you can live at my house? Like what is it that she's needing here?
I think she's like needing like I think like someone to like understand her, maybe be like since her father seems like he's more like step no skeptical. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the word. So kind of like want someone like to believe her.
Sure. Ah, so she feels like he doesn't listen to her or believe her.
Yes.
Okay. So like discarded, ignored, right? So
Mm-hmm.
then what could have happened right before this? Why are you sharing these things?
Maybe because sorry, I'm just
Okay.
well, see, I think for this situation, what happened before this kind of like maybe like got into like either a fight or even saw something happen like horrible happen into her family and like she's like hiding like in her bedroom like in her closet.
Oh, so maybe she's asking for help then
Yes, almost like a prayer.
because she's scared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that changes the approach a little bit. How old do you think she is?
Maybe like late 17, early 18.
Okay, sure. And once you get what you want, how will you feel?
More like comfort. Like
Yeah,
finally
comforted.
like
Like it'll relieve that fear, right? Okay, good.
yes.
So let's go ahead and try that again.
Down here, it's like you're trapped on the A train in a tunnel under the river, packed with people. And it's like 150 degrees with no air. My father doesn't believe in air conditioning. Okay, he believes in air conditioner. And it's in their bathroom where it's so loud you can hear it. And they're the only ones who can feel it. Up here, I can breathe even if it's like 100 degrees out. And so humid, we might as well be underwater. Sometimes, if I concentrate, I can smell the salt from the ocean if there's a breeze. There there were never any stars like in the sky. Okay, star, but sometimes there's one. But no, it's that's an airplane. If I could fly, I'd be gone.
Okay. So do you feel like I feel like she maybe feels kind of trapped.
Trap, that's what I was gonna.
So maybe she's like, maybe what if her parents are like just very strict and like tell her what to do all the time? Like all of her time is ordered and, she like is given a schedule and she has to do exactly that. She like has to get all A's. She can't go to parties. Like her family is just very, very strict. And she just is like
Wants to
feeling
run
like
away
she
from
has to
them.
just break out. What if we tried it like that?
Okay. Down here, It's like you're trapped on the A train in the tunnel under the river, packed with people, and it's like 100 degrees, 150 degrees with no air condition, no air. My father doesn't believe in air conditioning. Okay, he believes in air conditioner, and it's the one in their bedroom where it's so loud you can hear it. But they're the only ones who can feel it. Up here, I can breathe even though it's like 100 degrees out and so humid, we might as well be underwater. Sometimes, if I concentrate, I can smell salt from the ocean. If there was a breeze, there were never any stars in the sky. Okay, star. Sometimes just one, but no, that's an airplane. If I could fly, I'd be gone.
Awesome. Good. All right. So now let's try it that she is super sassy and it's just really hot. Like it is a hot, hot southern muggy summer. And she's just like, whoo, Lord, it is hot. And she's like, I cannot stand it. Whew, I gotta get outside.
All right. Down here, it's like you're trapped on the A train in the tunnel under the river, packed with people, and it's 150 degrees with no air. My father doesn't believe in air conditioning. Okay, he believes in air conditioner, and it's in their bathroom where it's so loud you can hear it, but they're the only ones who can feel it. Up here, I can breathe, even though it's like 100 degrees out, and it's so humid we might as well be underwater. Sometimes if I concentrate, I can smell salt from the ocean. If there was a breeze, there was never any stars in the sky. Okay, star. But sometimes there's one. But nope, that's an airplane. If I could fly, I'd be gone.
Yeah, good. All right, let's change it. Let's do it like you have a pen pal who's from somewhere really far north in Canada. And so it's the weather is very different there. And they're like, oh, I wish I lived somewhere warm and like in the south. And you're like, Psh, no, you don't. Let me tell you why. And then, like, when your dad, you're like, well, he does believe in air conditioner. I mean, he got himself one, but he's the only one who can feel it. And you're just like, oh, he's so selfish. Everyone else is melting.
All right, I can do that. Down here, it's like you're trapped on the A train in the tunnels, under the river, packed with people, and it's 150 degrees with no air. My father doesn't believe in air conditioning. Okay, he believes in air conditioner, and it's in their bedroom where it's so loud you can't hear it. But they're the only ones who can feel it. Up here, I can breathe even though it's like 100 degrees out and it's so humid, we might as well be underwater. Sometimes if I concentrate, I can smell salt from the ocean if there is a breeze. There were never any stars in the sky. Okay, star. But sometimes there's one. But no, that's an airplane. If I could fly, I'd be gone.
Good. Yeah. And with that, it's like maybe you're like, oh, wait, is that one? And you're like, no, it's an airplane. Right. And you're like, man, I wish I was on that airplane. Yeah. So good. Then could we try her with a southern accent?
Oh, I can do that.
Okay, let's do it.
A southern accent. Down here, it's like you're trapped on the A train, in tunnels, under the river, packed with people, and it's like 150 degrees with no air. My father doesn't believe in air conditioning. Okay, he believes in air conditioner, and it's in their bedroom where it's so loud you can hear it. But they're the only ones who can feel it. Up here, I can breathe even though it's like 100 even though it's like 100 degrees out and it's so humid, we might as well be underwater. Sometimes if I concentrate, I can smell the salt from the ocean. If there was a breeze, there was never any stars in the sky. Okay, star. Sometimes there's one, but no, that's an airplane. If I could fly, I'd be gone.
Good. Awesome. Great. Good work playing with that one. It's a little bit trickier because it feels much more like a storytelling monologue. Um, yeah, so those can be a little bit hard to find the action in them, but really nice work with that and good taking direction. Okay. So then let's take a look here.
All right.
So this character is Emily. And you are basically talking about the town that you grew up in. You are actually dead. So you're like a ghost.
Okay.
But you visit your town and like your childhood home, and it's like you're telling maybe like visitors to the town. You're like, oh, this is, and so maybe they don't even know that you're a ghost, right?
Right. All right. I'm just gonna read like in my general voice.
Sure.
That's the town. That's the town I knew. Sorry. That's the town I knew as a little girl. And look, there's the old white fence that used to be around our house. Oh, I've forgotten that. I used to love it so. Oh, how young Mama looks. I didn't know Mama was ever that young. Why, why did they ever have to get old? Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. Oh, Mama, just look at me one minute, as you thought you really saw me. Mama, 14 years have gone by. I'm dead. You're a grandmother. Mama, I married George Gibbs. Mama, Wally's dead too. Mama, his appendix burst on a camping trip to North Conway. We felt just terrible about it. Don't you remember?
Good. All right. I feel like maybe it seems like maybe I was wrong. Maybe she's not the ghost. Maybe her mom is the ghost. Does that make more sense to you?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
feel like that would make more sense. So maybe I just read like the little intro synopsis wrong. But it seems to me that like Emily kept living and her mom didn't get to. So maybe
Okay.
her mom gets to like, come back to visit or something.
Yeah, or maybe we're just visiting her grave at like the cemetery.
Oh, maybe. And you're like showing her a scrapbook or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, look at these pictures. Yeah, you didn't know this. So it's more of like, um, so maybe you want to like connect with her again because you feel like, you guys, your relationship was cut off and you didn't get to have that. So you're trying to build that again.
All right.
Okay, let's try it again.
All right. That's the town I knew when I was a little girl. Oh, look, there's the old white fence that used to be around our house. Oh, I'd forgotten that. I used to love it so. Oh, Mama, how, oh. how young Mama looks. I didn't know Mama was ever that young. Why did they ever have to get old? Uh, Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. Oh, Mama, just look at me 1 minute, as though you really saw me. Mama, 14 years have gone by. I'm dead. Your grandmother, Mama. I married George Gibbs, Mama. Wally's dead too, Mama. Mama, his appendix burst open on a camping trip to North Conway. We we just felt terrible about it. Don't you remember?
Okay, yeah, like maybe you like I feel like it could be like maybe your mom's like in a coma or like sick or something, or maybe she just woke up from a coma. Maybe that we could do it like that. Don't you feel like the script reads kind of like that? Like maybe
Yeah.
she just woke up from a coma, like she had a bad accident, she just woke up and you're trying to be like, "Oh, and this happened and this happened and this happened. Oh, and you missed this." Um, like trying to share the things that she's missed. I feel like could be
Okay,
kind of
got
like
it.
that. Um, so like I feel like I'd be kind of gentle with her because if you did just wake up from a coma, like you probably would be in the hospital and like not doing super great. And, I'd probably be really gentle with her, but I'd also, want her to, connect. And maybe you're showing her things that she should remember, but maybe she doesn't remember some things.
Okay, I
But
can
then
do
there's
that.
also new information you're sharing. So it's like trying to reconnect after you've been separated by that.
All right. Oh, that's the house I knew. That's the town I knew when I was a little girl. Oh, look, there's the wife house. There's the old white fence that used to be around our house. Oh, I've forgotten that. I used to love it so. Oh, how young Mama looks. I didn't know Mama was ever that young. Why did they have to get old so? Why did they ever have to get old? Mama, I'm here. I'm grown up. Oh, Mama, just look at me 1 minute, as though you really saw me. Mama, 14 years have gone by. I'm dead. You're you're a grandmother now, Mama. I married George Gibbs, Mama. Wally's dead too, Mama, his appendix burst open on a camping trip to North Conway. We felt just terrible about it. Don't you remember?
Okay, yeah. Good. I feel like that moment when you're first because at first it's like you're kind of like talking to yourself or like somebody else, and then it's like, oh, mom. So maybe she like wakes up or like, just walks in at that moment and you're like, oh, hey. Um, I also feel like you could be dead, but maybe it's like you've just died and she's been dead a while, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's missed a lot and you're just getting to the afterlife, just getting to heaven and you like find her and you're like, "Oh gosh, hi mom." Um
Yeah.
and maybe also dying could be kind of disorienting for you too, so you might be kind of like, "What's going on?" Like. But I feel like you could be figuring things out while you're
Okay.
there too. So, yeah. Cool. Good. So yeah, I feel like that moment can be a little bit like stronger or sharper of that shift from like talking to yourself or talking to a random person and then where you're talking to your mom, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
saying like, because you're talking about how she looks and like, gosh, da 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 da, why'd they have to get old? Mama, I'm here, right? Like, so, like, that there's a sharp shift there. I'm grown up. Oh, Mama, just look at me at 1 minute. So you really saw me, like, so it's like, oh, why did they ever have to get old? Mama? Mama, I'm here, right? So that kind of a feeling that it's like, she's woken up or like she's just walked in or you know what I mean? So it's like a sudden shift. So could we maybe try just that beginning with let's go through to like Mama, I'm here, I'm grown up. Let's go to that point so
Okay,
we can
got
hear
it.
that sharp shift.
Mama, 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 I'm here. I'm grown up. Oh, oh, Mama, just look at me. 1 minute. So you really saw me. Ma, 14 years have gone by. Uh, I'm, I'm dead. Your grandmother, Mama, Mama. I married George Gibbs. Mama, Wally's dead too. Mama, his appendix burst open on a camping trip to North Conway. We just felt, we felt terrible about it. Don't you remember?
Okay, yeah, good. You feel the difference there with that like sharp shift that happens? I felt like it was different. So that was
Yeah,
good.
I
Yeah,
think
good.
you fit it more.
Yeah, good. Okay, so what I like about this next one I'm going to give you is you're like sharing with people, but you also do like character voices and stuff. So you get to like talk like your Uncle Jake or talk like
Oh boy.
um I think like your mom or let's see, Uncle Jake and then yeah, and your mom. Um So it's kind of fun because you're like, it seems like you're showing pictures to people and telling them about things that have happened in the past, but then you also like do voices and stuff, which is kind of
Oh
fun.
boy, this is my specialty.
Yeah, good. All right, so let's have you go ahead and kind of glance through a little bit, and then let's have you try reading through it out loud.
All right. This first picture of me is at my first birthday party. In this one, I'm screaming with laughter and holding my hands to show the camera that I'm covered with chocolate cake. My face is smeared with it. It's all over the front of my pretty pink dress. Apparently, I was quite verbally advanced, and my parents were showing me off when my Uncle Jake said, "Oh yeah? How smart is she? She's a genius," says my mother. "She understands everything. Try it. She'll do anything you say." So, Rennie, my Uncle Jake says, "Smush that chocolate cake all over your face, sweetheart. Will you do that for me?" And I did it, of course, because I was just as smart and I ruined my dress. And they took a picture of me humiliating myself when I was 12 months old.
Nice, awesome, good. So who do you think you could be talking to? Is this like you're talking to a significant other, maybe like your first roomie in college?
Yeah, I think
Um,
my first roommate in college.
okay,
Even though
sure.
I don't live with a roommate.
Sure, but you can kind of relate to that idea.
All right.
Awesome. Let's try it again.
And I better hurry because it's almost our time.
Oh yeah. So let's go ahead and try that again.
All right. This first picture of me This the first picture of me is at my first birthday party. In this one, I'm screaming with laughter, holding my hands to show the camera that I'm covered with chocolate cake. My face is smeared with it. It's all over the front of my pretty pink dress. Apparently, I was quite verbally advanced, and my parents were showing me off when my Uncle Jake said, "Oh, yeah? How smart is she?" "She's a genius," says my mother. "She understands everything. Try it. She'll do anything you say." So, "Rennie," says my Uncle Jake. Smush that chocolate cake all over your face, sweetheart. Will you do that for me? And I did. Of course, because I was just that smart and I ruined my dress. And they took a picture of me humiliating myself when I was 12 months old.
Nice. Good. Awesome. So I know that we are kind of coming up on time. I did find another that I thought was kind of fun. The character leaves a funeral early. So,
Okay.
and you seem like you're being like defiant to your parent.
Okay.
So maybe you can work on that one on your own this week at home. Okay, so I know that these were not the easiest characters to kind of dig into. Like a lot of the others we worked on were a little more straightforward. So I purposely gave you some that were a little bit more challenging today. So what would you say is maybe the number one thing that was challenging today or tricky or kind of tough?
Hmm. Let's see. I don't think any of them were that tricky. Well,
Well,
maybe
that's
the
good.
first one
Yeah.
was the
Okay.
trickiest out of all of them.
Yeah. And what would you say is maybe the thing that you felt really proud of yourself, like the most proud of yourself for that you were like, I felt like I did a really good job with this?
Definitely the one we were just doing with the birthday cake.
Okay, good. Awesome. I agree. That was a really fun one. I thought you'd enjoy that. Um, and I feel like too, it's like it's kind of like silly and over the top. You can do the character voices, so a lot of creativity in that one. And then what would you say is maybe the number one thing that you felt yourself improve on in this session?
Definitely for me, what I improved on was kind of like switching like back and forth, maybe like trying this way and then, oh, I've got it. How about we try it another way? Like
Hmm.
that. That
Yeah.
really like improved.
Perfect. I love it. Good. So being versatile and being flexible and being able to take direction and go, oh,
Hmm.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but let's try it that way. So being more free to experiment and kind of break out of the mold and, um, do something unexpected. That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's great. Very good. Nice work today, Izzy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, fantastic work today. I will see you soon. Okay. See you next week.
Okay.
Have a good one. Bye,
You
Izzy.
too. Bye.